Welcome to the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Alicia. Greatness is a decision and your birthright. You deserve to love the woman looking back at you in the mirror. This show is for the purpose-driven female entrepreneur who is committed to only counting the time she gets back up. The woman who is ready to ignite the flame within, find her voice, and use the power of her story to transform the lives of those around her. This is your weekly fuel to inspire you to action, where I'll be sharing inspirational stories, real talks with thought leaders and successful entrepreneurs from around the world, and provide you with actionable success strategies for creating a business you love. I'm a content marketing coach, and I'm committed to helping you as an online creator and entrepreneur wherever you are to turn your dreams into a reality, to help you transform your messaging so you can create a genuine connection with your audience and grow your income online. You are far more powerful and stronger than you will ever imagine. We are the warriors. You were born for this. Let's make life your bitch. I shared a meme in the Independent Boss Babe Facebook community a few weeks ago that said, I will not be surprised whatsoever if the time goes from 11:59 to 11:60 on New Year's and we become stuck in 2020 forever. I laughed, but also made sure to stay up this year to ensure we rolled into a new year because, like many of you, I was ready for a new year. There's just something about that excitement the new year brings. So, welcome to the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Alicia, and welcome to 2021. You know, we are already over a week into the new year, and some of you have made New Year's resolutions. Some of you already broke them. Some of you have joined New Year, New You challenges. And some of you are like me and think that New Year's resolutions are crap. So before you turn me off, hear me out. You know, I have a bunch of friends who kicked off the year doing the 75 Hard Challenge. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it sounds actually pretty simple. You have to follow a diet of your choice, no alcohol or cheat meals. You read for 10 minutes a day, no audiobooks, 4 liters of water. You take a photo every day, and you have to do 2 45-minute workouts where one needs to be outside. And that is where they lost me. I live in Canada, and I will not be working outside for 45 minutes in -40 weather. You know, in order to be successful with any resolution or goal that you set, you need to focus on what brings you joy and do what sets your soul on fire. I personally have people who are dyslexic in my life, and this Christmas I learned about how frustrating it can be for people with that disability to read. And honestly, I had no idea. And to me, I think, like, why would you force yourself to read versus listening to an audiobook just because a challenge tells you to do it? But that's honestly what some people do with resolutions. They go from one extreme to the other, and they fail because they don't do the things that bring them joy. If you've made the decision to go and do these types of things this year, just make sure you are choosing a healthy alternative that brings joy to your life. I personally found myself struggling recently because I too was trying to follow what everyone else was doing when it came to business. My struggle was actually based on creating my content for my social media. And as a content marketing strategist, this is kind of a big deal. So I had to go back to the basics. You know, we can get so caught up in seeing what is working for everyone else that we stop doing what we know works for us. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. My secret weapon is noise-canceling headphones and classical music. You know, the other day I was planning my content for the year because I do like to know what direction we are headed in our business for the year and what exciting plans and goals we have. So I put my headphones on, and honestly, instantly I felt at home. And that's when I realized that I had been so wrapped up in trying to follow the routines of what all the gurus tell you to do. They tell you to listen to podcasts. I mean, keep listening to our podcast. That's fine. But they were saying, fill your mind with positive talks from YouTube, read daily. And my brain was so full of knowledge that my head was hurting. And it's not about copying what everyone else is doing. It's about modeling their consistency and set goals that bring you joy this year. In 2021, do the things that bring you joy. And I know I've said this multiple times now, but you need to focus on what makes you happy. Recently we did a masterclass on goal setting inside the Independent Boss Babe community. We discussed what it means to set achievable and attainable goals. And before we get into this, I do want to say that I am a believer that you can set an intention of what you want to achieve, not necessarily know every step on how to get there, but know in your heart that you will make it happen. I say to my girls, you can look up at step 16 and know that's what you want, but don't think that you need to jump there because you're going to fall up the stairs. Look at step 16, know where you want to go, but then just look at what's that next step in front of me that I need to do to make it happen, to start moving forward. Because some people have so much going on in their lives. And it's just like those baby steps forward sometimes, just to move a little bit closer towards those goals. And at the end of the day, there is never a good time to go after your dreams. Ever, ever, ever. There's never a good time to go after your dreams. So you just need to start moving forward. But once you set the intention or goal, there's always a decision you make that requires that next step. You need to identify and take in order to get there. I do believe in manifesting to a degree, but that still requires that action and a plan. This past summer, we had a lady in our Facebook community who had always wanted to go to Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins. And so we ran a challenge, and the prize was to send the winner to the virtual event. She took the action required in order to win the ticket to go. She didn't know how she would ever go in her life, but the opportunity presented itself and she went after it. And, that's actually one of my goals this year is to send 40 women to UPW because I know what a difference it made in my life. So achievable and attainable goals are ones that have a plan attached to them. It doesn't matter how big the goal is. If you want to make $1 million this year, I believe in you. As long as you have a plan in place for how you intend on going about that. I personally work with Boss Babe coaches to confidently brand themselves online, show them how to find their dream clients and hit 10K months and beyond. And with that being said, together we mapped out their plans for this year. If you have never met me before, my personal drive is based on my desire to help women around the world become independent. And know that your dreams are achievable and attainable. A lot of the women that I do work with are often stuck between their coaching business and wanting to leave their 9 to 5. You wake up in the morning and hit the snooze button more times than you'd like to admit. You head down the hallway, you go for that shower where you've placed your clothes out the night before because it means you get to take that couple extra minutes of sleep. You jump into your shower, and when you're there, it allows you to dream a little bit more about the big plans you have for your future. The women I work with know that their dreams are possible, and when my client stands in the shower, that's when she often gets her best ideas. This is where my clients are when they find me and make the decision that they're tired of sitting on the fence of their dreams and they want to go after it. So a couple of years ago, when I made the decision to become a coach, I was in the position of turning my dreams into a reality. And I wanted that so badly for every woman around the world. I told myself that if I could help one woman make her dreams a reality, then all the pain I had ever gone through to get to where I am today was worth it. And that's my goal, is to help women accomplish their dreams as independent boss babe coaches faster and without the struggles I have had to experience along the way. It's because of these goals that when I wake up in the morning, I choose not to negotiate with my mind. It's so important that as coaches and entrepreneurs, we lead with our hearts. Because if we lead with our minds, we can talk ourselves out of any action. Today, when I say go, we go. My mind doesn't get to make those decisions for me. My mind doesn't get to talk me out of it or tell me I can't. As an entrepreneur, it starts with getting massive clarity on your why. That's why I'm talking about this, talking about my clients and who the ladies are when I find them is because I want you to get so clear on your why and what the story of your client is. That was an activity that I had one of my clients do recently is tell the story of your client. Get inside her head and know who she is. Why do you get up every morning and do what you do? There's something inside of you that you've struggled with where you experienced pain and you overcame it. A pain that you don't want others to feel. That's often why you do what you do. And it ties in with your why. I know that my clients go to work like most entrepreneurs and feel different. They get along with their coworkers, but inside that you just don't belong because you have a desire for more and you have bigger dreams. Dreams to be your own boss, to be in control of your income and hours, and have the ability to travel the world and live in financial freedom. It's never a judgment of what others want, but the entrepreneurial mind is centered around growth, which is why I want to share with you something we did recently in our community to help the women dream big and create that plan for 2021. Because there is nothing wrong with wanting to make $1 million. But if you only do one-to-one coaching, you have to remember that you are only one human and only have so many hours in a day, which is great, but you must know what you are charging and how many clients you require to hit that goal. So what we did was I started by asking the ladies what they wanted to achieve in their businesses this year. So did they want one-to-one clients? Do they want their group coaching programs? Were they going to create courses, annual programs? Were there products that they were interested in? Maybe like some t-shirts or, was there cups or like something cool like that they wanted to do? Were there maybe necklaces that they wanted to sell? Did they want to write a book or start a podcast? There's affiliate kind of stuff that they can do with their podcasts. Did they want to create a Facebook group, public speaking, maybe create a website? Ultimately, what were their financial goals? And when I asked them how much money they would like to make, I asked them to dream big. And some of them said, 250,000, some said $1 million. And here's the thing. I only work with women who dream big. People whose dreams are big enough that it even scares them a little because it means they have an emotional connection to it. They have a why behind why they want to influence people's lives. I then asked them how many lives they wanted to impact this year, both directly and indirectly. And I had them break it down by each category that I mentioned. So how many one-to-one clients did they want to help? And how many people did they want in their group coaching program? And how often did they want to run it? How much would they charge for these programs or courses? And how many people did they want in their Facebook groups? So with these questions, the ladies started to actually see just how big of an impact they truly had in the world and how they could impact hundreds of thousands of lives and the importance of actually creating this plan. Because by knowing these numbers, they knew how many people they wanted to work with, both directly and indirectly, and what they needed to charge in order to achieve their goals. But we took it one step further. I asked them to take their financial goal and their impact goal, and then I asked them to divide it by 365. That's the cost of inaction. Every single day that you decide not to get out of bed and go after your why, the dollar amount and the lives you don't get to impact. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's not about the dollars and cents. It's about helping my clients see what they are capable of and helping them achieve it, and helping all of you listening see that you are worthy and your dreams matter. So if you guys actually want to do this activity yourself, I'm going to attach it in the show notes, the chart we used in the masterclass, so that you can get some clarity on your own numbers. And you can also join us inside the Independent Boss Babe Facebook community, where we are always doing masterclasses. And if you have any questions about this, myself and my team are in there and more than happy to help you. Because here's the thing. I want you to remember that greatness is a decision and your birthright, but it starts with a decision and some action. I'm your host, Brittany Alicia, and it has been my pleasure welcoming you into the new year. And I hope you have identified some big goals for this year. Please share them with us, and I will catch you on the next episode of the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please share it with your bestie. And if you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast player. If you have any questions, feedback, or compliments that you want to throw like confetti, you can reach me directly at podcast@makelifeyourbitch.co. Thanks for listening.